Have you ever met someone like this? They may not be talkative, yet they always seem to grasp exactly what's on your mind. When you speak with them, you feel deeply understood and unconditionally accepted. They often appear to have a sense of foresight, offering insights that may seem unusual at first but eventually prove to be accurate. If your answer is yes, then you've likely encountered an INFJ. INFJ, known as the counselor or advocate personality type, is one of the 16 types in the MBTI and is often wrapped in an air of mystery due to its rarity and profound depth, representing only about 1% to 3% of the population. Yet this mystery is not out of reach. It holds astonishing potential. When an INFJ truly awakens, the strength they display can be so powerful that it draws attention, and may even seem a little intimidating. This strength is not about aggression, but rather a deep, heart-penetrating insight, a steadfast determination to change the world, and an unmatched resilience. Let's first explain, what is an INFJ? INFJ is an abbreviation for one of the personality types in the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, MBTI. Specifically, I stands for introversion. INFJs primarily draw energy from their inner world. They need solitude to recharge and prefer deep reflection over extensive social interaction. N stands for intuition. INFJs focus not on concrete facts, but on the underlying patterns, meanings, and possibilities. They excel at seeing the big picture through details and anticipating future trends. F stands for feeling. When making decisions, INFJs prioritize their values and the impact on others. They are deeply empathetic and highly attuned to the emotions of those around them. J stands for judging. INFJs prefer a planned and structured life. They tend to make decisions in advance and strive for order and a sense of control. All in all, INFJs are individuals with a rich and complex inner world. They are both introverted and deep, rational and emotional, resolute and compassionate. Often idealists at heart, they have a strong desire to help others and make the world a better place. They are natural observers of humanity, with an exceptional ability to perceive the subtle nuances of human nature. Have you ever wondered how the INFJ personality comes to be? The making of an INFJ isn't about the knowledge you've gained or the books you've read, but about a unique seed planted in the very soil of your earliest life experiences. IT is not something that is acquired, but rather something that is awakened. It is the result of an interplay between innate tendencies and environmental influences. An INFJ's childhood experiences play a vital role in shaping their personality. Do you remember? As a child, you may have sensed more keenly than others when something felt off around you. Not the obvious noise, but the tension that lingered in the air, the disappointment hidden in a glance. While others laughed, you noticed the weariness behind their eyes. While others said they were fine, you could feel the storm beneath their words. This heightened internal radar made you a natural emotional receiver. You didn't just passively absorb emotions, you actively picked them up, interpreted them, and even stepped into them. When you look into the eyes of a stray dog, you can feel its loneliness. When you hear a thoughtless remark, you can sense the pain it might carry. This deep empathy makes you like a mirror, reflecting the full range of human emotions. You can't remain on the surface. Your soul is constantly asking, why is it this way? What you seek is not success, but truth and kindness. As you begin to think independently, you realize that many worldly pursuits feel like trying to scratch an itch through a boot. Fame, status. The fleeting satisfaction they offer is nothing compared to the profound longing within you for meaning. You cannot accept superficiality, nor can you tolerate hypocrisy. You yearn to uncover the underlying logic behind everything, and to understand the boundary between good and evil in human nature. You constantly ask, what is the true value of life? How should we define social progress? This pursuit of deeper meaning makes you a natural idealist. You don't live with your head in the clouds. Instead, you see through the absurdity of reality and still choose to believe in goodness and strive for excellence. Deep down, you carry an innate drive to mend, refine, and elevate the world. For example, you may have experienced moments like these. When a friend shares their troubles with you, you don't just listen, you immediately sense the deeper emotions behind their words, and can even anticipate the challenges they may face in the future. And when you witness a social event, you don't stop at surface-level blame. Instead, you reflect on systemic flaws, the weaknesses of human nature, and even come up with practical, workable solutions. When making your own choices, you don't simply go with the flow. Instead, you ask yourself, does this truly align with my values? Will this really lead to meaningful change? These aren't calculated efforts, but natural expressions of your inner drive. You are destined to be a guiding light. It is the sensitivity and depth that often make you feel a unique kind of loneliness in being different. You perceive what others overlook and sense the subtleties others cannot feel. You try to share, yet find that words always feel pale and powerless, unable to fully express the vastness within you. But this loneliness is not a negative state, it is a fateful sense of mission. It is like a lamp, guiding you to journey deeper within, honing your insight and forging your resilience. You are born with an innate impulse to help and guide others. This help is not a condescending act of charity, but a resonance that arises from the depths of your soul, a silent promise that says, I understand you. You see people's confusion, struggles, and hardships, and from deep within, a force stirs, compelling you to reach out and offer support. Thus, the formation of the INFJ comes from the activation of your inner radar. Through a highly sensitive filter toward the world, you continuously internalize, analyze, empathize, and seek meaning and solutions, gradually shaping who you are. You may be a born engineer of the soul, but this gift often comes at a heavy cost. In your daily work and life, you endure pain that is unimaginable to most. This suffering is deeply rooted in your core personality traits, clinging to you like a shadow that cannot be shaken off. 1. The loneliness of being misunderstood. Andy Dufresne in the movie The Shawshank Redemption was imprisoned, yet he could see the light of freedom beyond the high walls and spent 20 years carving out a path to it. His conversations with Red often took place on a spiritual level, filled with reflections on hope and redemption. Although there is much debate about Andy's MBTI type, his extraordinary foresight, the profound spiritual solitude he experienced in prison, and his steadfast beliefs that others failed to understand perfectly mirror the INFJ's dilemma. Their thoughts are so advanced and deep that they are often incomprehensible to those around them. This sense of loneliness from being a voice too lofty to find an echo makes them feel like outsiders. They yearn to be understood, but often in vain, which can deplete their emotional energy. This is because INFJs tend to think on a level that surpasses the ordinary. They perceive deeper connections and a broader, more comprehensive picture. When they try to share these visions, others, due to differing cognitive frameworks, often struggle to understand them, and may even view them as overly idealistic or unrealistic. 2. The emotional toll of empathy and blurred boundaries. Many behind-the-scenes workers in charitable organizations, especially those who work directly with victims or vulnerable groups, may exhibit strong INFJ traits. For example, medical personnel from Médecins Sans Frontières confront human suffering directly, personally witnessing the pain and despair of their patients. This profound empathy enables them to dedicate themselves fully to providing care. However, without proper psychological support and clear boundaries, they are highly vulnerable to burnout and even post-traumatic stress disorder. This ability to bear the pain of others is the ultimate expression of the INFJ's empathetic nature, and also their greatest risk. The pain stems from the INFJ's exceptionally strong empathy. They can deeply immerse themselves in others' inner worlds, experiencing their joy, anger, sorrow, and grief. This makes them outstanding listeners and sources of support. Yet this ability is also a double-edged sword. Without a healthy sense of boundaries, they may absorb too much of others' negative emotions, leading to emotional depletion. They often struggle to distinguish between their own emotions and those of others, carrying burdens that aren't truly theirs. Over time, this can lead to burnout, anxiety, and even depression. 3. Aversion to hypocrisy and superficiality. In the movie The Devil Wears Prada, although Andy eventually leaves the fashion industry, once she enters that world, she witnesses the coldness, hypocrisy, and ruthless competition hidden beneath its glamorous surface. As a woman with journalistic ideals who seeks truth and meaning, in many ways, her career aspirations and reflections on appearances align with INFJ traits. She finds this false and superficial world deeply distressing. INFJs are inherently unable to tolerate insincerity and the disconnect between words and actions. They can easily discern who is genuinely committed to a goal and who is merely seeking attention, and can even sense when certain decisions are driven by self-interest rather than the greater good. This painful awareness, seeing through but choosing not to speak out, causes deep inner turmoil. They feel as though everyone around them is performing on a stage, while they themselves are forced to play along in this theater, which leaves them feeling disgusted and drained. The root of this pain lies in the INFJ's intuition, which enables them to see beyond appearances and grasp the true essence of things. They have an innate aversion to hypocrisy, insincerity, and superficiality. When placed in an environment dominated by political correctness, empty formalities, or a lack of genuine sincerity, they feel deeply uncomfortable. This clarity-induced pain makes it hard for them to fit in and can lead to intense moral dilemmas and inner conflict. 4. Perfectionism and self-demand. Many successful artists, writers, and researchers exhibit an almost obsessive perfectionism, and INFJs are often among them. For instance, Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple Incorporated, was known for his relentless pursuit of the ultimate user experience and his extraordinary attention to product details. Although there is ongoing debate about Jobs' MBTI type, his unwavering commitment to perfection in product design, his repeated refinements, and his high standards for both himself and others closely mirror the perfectionist tendencies of INFJs. This intense pursuit of perfection often comes at a significant cost, yet they remain deeply committed and tireless in their efforts. This is because INFJs have an almost compulsive drive for internal coherence and an ideal state of perfection. They not only hold themselves to extremely high standards but also expect the world to align with their ideal vision of harmony and perfection. This internal tendency toward idealization makes it difficult for them to accept imperfection, often leading to overexertion, self-criticism, and even becoming trapped in cycles of inner turmoil. They frequently live under the weight of their own lofty expectations, making it hard for them to truly relax. 5. Energy management and overexertion. Many renowned writers and philosophers, such as Kafka, often required extended periods of solitude to engage in deep thought and creative work. In his diaries, Kafka repeatedly expressed his yearning for solitude and the exhaustion he experienced from social interactions. This isn't because they are antisocial, but rather, as introverted individuals, they need substantial alone time to process information, reflect inwardly, and replenish their energy. However, modern society often prioritizes extroversion and social interaction, making it difficult for INFJs to find the right pace and space to recharge, which can leave them in a prolonged state of energy depletion. As introverts, INFJs have limited energy reserves. Too much social interaction, absorbing others' emotions, and processing complex external stimuli can quickly drain them. These pains, like layers of shackles, constrain the potential of INFJs. Yet it is precisely these struggles that become the fuel for their awakening. Each challenge deepens their self-understanding. Here's the key point. How can INFJs become truly strong? It requires deep self-awareness and a conscious effort to reshape themselves. It is a journey that begins within, like a phoenix reborn through fire, rising from its ashes. 1. Self-awareness and healing, breaking the cocoon. This is the cornerstone of an INFJ's strength. Without a deep understanding and acceptance of oneself, all efforts are like castles in the air, or fortresses built on sand, easily toppled at the slightest touch. Recognize and embrace your rarity. Understand that being different is not a flaw, but a unique gift. Explore more resources about INFJs to gain insight into the traits, strengths, and challenges of this personality type. Join INFJ communities, online or in person, and realize you are not alone. When you see that many others share the same struggles, you'll experience a profound sense of being understood. That very feeling of, so that's what it is, can be deeply healing in itself. Just like Harry in Harry Potter, he initially felt different, even a bit strange. But when he entered the magical world and discovered that he was the chosen one, he finally found a sense of belonging and began to unlock his true potential. Similarly, many INFJs who feel lost in their careers experience a moment of awakening when they come across the MBTI and recognize their uniqueness. It's as if they've discovered the instruction manual for their lives. One previously unrecognized museum curator used to feel that she was too sensitive and idealistic to thrive in the fast-paced, profit-driven world. But after learning about the characteristics of INFJs, everything clicked into place. She began to focus on the cultural preservation work she both loved and excelled at, ultimately finding deep fulfillment and a strong sense of accomplishment. Learn to set healthy boundaries. This is essential for INFJs. Practice saying no, especially when confronted with others' emotions and requests. Remind yourself that your energy is limited and you can't save everyone. Set clear boundaries for yourself. For example, designate a fixed time each day as alone time, during which you don't engage in anything related to others. Set specific hours during which you respond to messages, and when you're feeling exhausted, clearly communicate that you need to rest instead of silently enduring it. For instance, when someone is unloading negative emotions onto you, you can say, "I can sense your pain, but I need some time right now to take care of my own needs. Can we talk later?" Or say, "I'd love to help you, but I need to make sure I'm in a good place first." Start by practicing small rejections and gradually build a sense of boundaries, like an invisible shield of light that protects you from excessive intrusion. Embrace and transform pain. Don't avoid pain. Instead, examine it and try to understand it. See the experiences that cause you pain as opportunities for growth. For example, when you feel hurt by being misunderstood, ask yourself, is there something lacking in the way I communicate that led to this misunderstanding? Or do I really need everyone to understand me? When you feel emotionally drained by others, reflect, am I taking on responsibilities that aren't mine? Is my empathy going too far? By reflecting, transform pain into a driving force for self-growth. Nietzsche once said, "That which does not kill me makes me stronger." For INFJs, pain often arises from their innate gifts, such as sensitivity and empathy. When they learn to face this pain and draw strength from it, it no longer remains a burden but becomes a stepping stone toward awakening. Cultivate a strong capacity for introspection. Set aside dedicated time each day for meditation, journaling, or deep reflection. Ask yourself deep questions. What do I truly want? What are my core values? Why am I feeling this emotion? What can I learn from it? Through this process of introspection, you will gain a clearer understanding of yourself and discover your inner compass, like lighting a lantern within your heart. Specifically, you can try keeping an emotion journal to record events each day that triggered strong emotions, along with your feelings and thoughts at the time. Then, analyze the sources of these emotions and identify recurring patterns to better manage them. Second stage, energy management and empowerment, transformation. Building on self-awareness, INFJs need to consciously manage their energy and empower themselves. It's like creating a personal energy field that allows their inner strength to flow continuously. Learn effective energy recovery strategies. Identify the most suitable way for you to recharge and make it a priority. For introverts, spending time alone is often the most effective way to restore energy. It could be reading, listening to music, taking a walk, meditating, creating, such as writing or painting, or simply sitting quietly and letting your mind wander. These activities help you process information, organize your thoughts, and recharge your mental energy. Be careful not to push yourself into unnecessary social interactions, especially when you're feeling drained. Meaningful solitude is more valuable than unproductive socializing. Just like Thoreau in Walden, who chose to live by the lake to reconnect with nature and restore his inner order, this solitude gave him immense spiritual strength. Develop your intuitive abilities. The most powerful function of an INFJ is introverted intuition. Spend more time tuning into your inner voice and trust your intuitive insights. Don't be easily distracted by external noise. Practice giving form to your intuitive thoughts, write them down or share them with someone you trust. You'll find that your intuition is often accurate and can offer you a unique perspective. The renowned science fiction writer Jules Verne filled his works with remarkably precise predictions of future technologies, such as submarines and space travel. This was no coincidence, but a testament to his powerful intuitive abilities. He could connect subtle clues from reality to construct expansive visions of the future. INFJs share this ability. When they begin to trust and cultivate their intuition, they can uncover future possibilities that are beyond the reach of most people, turning empathy into action. An INFJ's empathy shouldn't stop at simply feeling. It should be transformed into meaningful action. Identify the causes or communities you genuinely care about and feel passionate toward. Channel your compassion and deep insight into the world into concrete support and real change. Taking purposeful action like this can bring you a profound sense of fulfillment and renewed energy. For example, you might get involved in volunteer work, or find a role in your job where you can apply your empathy and insight to support others. If you're in HR, you can use your perceptiveness to help employees navigate career development challenges. If you're a designer, you can create products that truly address users' real needs. Establish high-quality, deep connections. INFJs don't seek casual social interactions. Instead, they crave deep, meaningful bonds. Spend time with those who truly understand and appreciate you, and who can engage in heartfelt, thoughtful conversations. These individuals will become your emotional anchors, offering support and nourishment. It's not about quantity. Quality is what truly matters. Be mindful to distance yourself from relationships that drain your energy or make you feel uneasy. Learn to let go and focus your limited energy on those who genuinely deserve it, just like the profound friendships among the main characters in Friends, who became each other's safe haven in a chaotic world. 3. Action and influence, spreading wings. Once INFJs have completed the first 2 stages of growth, they gain the strength to soar. No longer butterflies trapped in a cocoon, they emerge as phoenixes rising from the ashes, ready to be reborn. Focus on your vision and mission. INFJs are born idealists. Once they discover a vision or mission that truly resonates with their inner values, they tap into an extraordinary well of focus and determination. This vision might be as modest as helping those around them, or as ambitious as transforming an industry or tackling a societal issue. When your actions align with your deepest values and vision, you become unstoppable. The meaning of life lies in finding a goal worth striving for. For INFJs, this goal is often connected to helping others, fostering harmony, or pursuing justice. Speak up with courage. INFJs often stay silent due to their reserved nature and fear of conflict. However, once they become more self-aware, they begin to recognize the true value of their insights. Learn to express your thoughts and perspectives in a way that is clear and direct, yet respectful and non-confrontational. Even if your words may stir disagreement, trust in your own judgment and values. For example, in a meeting, when you hold a different opinion, you might say, "I see an alternative possibility. Based on my observations, I believe." Or, "I sense there may be potential risks with this plan, and I'd like to share some concerns." Be a driver of change. INFJs are not content with the status quo. Deep down, they long to bring about positive change. Once they come into their own, they actively work to drive transformation, whether it's streamlining workflows, improving team culture, or tackling social issues. They use their insight to identify problems, their empathy to connect with others, and their strategic planning to turn ideas into action. Former UN Secretary General Kofi Annan, as a diplomat, devoted his life to promoting peace and development and resolving international conflicts. His approach was not based on force, but on deep insight, outstanding communication and coordination skills, and a profound empathy for the shared destiny of humanity. This gentle yet resolute power is a quintessential embodiment of an awakened INFJ, who can propel the world forward through invisible influence. So, what kind of astonishing explosive power does a strong and awakened INFJ possess? When an INFJ truly awakens, the power they exhibit is deep and penetrating. It's not a loud external display, but a vast inner force capable of driving profound change, like still waters that run deep, carrying immense strength beneath the surface. 1. Mind-reading insight, precise perception that reaches the soul. An awakened INFJ attains a masterful level of intuition and empathy. They no longer passively absorb emotions but actively harness this ability, like having X-ray vision that cuts through layers of pretense to reach the very core of another's heart, specifically manifested in the following aspects. 1. Accurate perception of people. They can swiftly discern a person's true intentions, underlying motivations, and unspoken needs. In interviews, negotiations, and team-building scenarios, they can easily identify who is a genuine collaborator and who may pose a potential risk. 2. Anticipating trends. Their profound insight into human nature and behavioral patterns enables them to foresee future developments and potential points of conflict in business decisions, market analysis, and even interpersonal relationships, allowing them to take proactive measures in advance. 3. Crisis resolution. When conflicts arise within a team or between individuals, they can quickly pinpoint the root cause. Often, they are able to diffuse potential tensions before they escalate through skillful guidance and effective communication. In the TV series House of Cards, Frank Underwood, though a villain, his precise understanding and manipulation of human nature reveal a powerful sense of insight, is always able to discern each politician's desires and weaknesses, using them as leverage to achieve his own ends. An awakened INFJ, by contrast, channels such insight in a positive direction. For instance, as a skilled negotiator who can intuitively sense the other party's bottom line and true needs, thereby creating a win-win outcome. 2. The healer who transforms decay into magic, soothing wounds and unlocking potential. INFJs are naturally endowed with the ability to heal others. When they awaken and learn to harness this gift, they are no longer victims overwhelmed by negative energy, but instead become powerful sources of positive energy, specifically manifested in the following aspects. Deep listening and empathy. They create a safe, non-judgmental space where others can let down their guard and share their deepest pain. Their listening goes beyond simply hearing. It involves truly feeling and offering just the right amount of understanding and response. Guidance and empowerment. Rather than giving direct answers, they use questions and gentle guidance to help others uncover their own strength and solutions. They are like a beacon of light, illuminating the path ahead without leading others by the hand. Promoting growth. They support others in facing their wounds and weaknesses, helping them find opportunities for growth within those challenges. Many people gain inner peace and the courage to move forward through their interactions with awakened INFJs. Internationally renowned psychologist and a leading figure in humanistic psychology, Carl Rogers emphasized unconditional positive regard and empathic understanding in his client-centered therapy. Although his exact MBTI type remains unknown, his therapeutic philosophy closely mirrors the healing qualities of an INFJ. Through genuine listening and deep empathy, he helped countless clients achieve personal growth. An awakened INFJ is like a gifted soul guide, able to gently touch the most vulnerable corners of others' inner worlds and empower them to rise again. 3. Visionaries who change the world. Insight into the future, leading transformation. An awakened INFJ no longer experiences intuition as vague hunches, but as clear and profound insight. They can perceive trends that others cannot, foresee problems before they arise, and thus become a powerful force for driving change. This is manifested in the following dimensions. Strategic thinking. They can distill complex and chaotic information to uncover the core issues and propose forward-thinking, disruptive solutions. Their thinking is not fragmented but holistic and systematic. Unwavering execution. Once they commit to a goal or vision, they demonstrate extraordinary perseverance and resilience, overcoming all obstacles to achieve it. Their strong sense of conviction keeps them from being easily swayed by external doubts or challenges. Inspiration and influence. They no longer contribute quietly behind the scenes, but instead inspire and influence those around them through their vision and actions, even rallying a group of people to pursue a grand goal together. Martin Luther King, the renowned leader of the American Civil Rights Movement, delivered his "I Have a Dream" speech with not only powerful emotional appeal but also profound insight and unwavering faith in a future society built on equality and justice. He envisioned a world free from racial discrimination and ultimately gave his life for that vision. While his MBTI type remains uncertain, his qualities as an advocate, his deep social insight, far-reaching vision, and compelling charisma closely align with the traits of an awakened INFJ. They are able to perceive the underlying issues in society and courageously step forward to lead a transformation that touches the soul. 4. Strong, emotional fortress. Unshaken by praise or blame, at peace within. An awakened INFJ is no longer a slave to their emotions, but a master of them. They are no longer easily swayed by others' emotions, nor are they entangled in their own. They have built a strong inner fortress, remaining calm even in the midst of storms, like a giant ship in the deep sea, unshaken by wind and waves. This is specifically reflected in the following points. 1. Emotional resilience. When faced with setbacks, criticism, or failure, they recover from negative emotions more quickly and are not weighed down by them for long. 2. Inner balance. They no longer exhaust themselves through excessive empathy, but instead manage others' emotions with rationality while safeguarding their own energy boundaries. 3. Steady output. Their emotions no longer swing wildly. Instead, they maintain a sense of inner peace and stability, enabling them to work and live efficiently over the long term. Queen Elizabeth II of the United Kingdom, during her long reign, endured countless political upheavals, family crises, and personal challenges. Yet she consistently presented herself with composure, calm, and resilience. She rarely showed strong emotions in public, always maintaining an inner sense of peace and stability. This remarkable ability to manage her emotions made her a steadfast anchor for the nation and exemplified how an awakened INFJ can remain centered and strong under external pressure. Many people might feel relieved, finally awakened, but awakening is a journey, not a destination. If you happen to be an INFJ, you need to be prepared, because awakening doesn't happen overnight. It is a long and profound journey of self-discovery and transformation. This path may be filled with pain and challenges, but the ultimate reward is truly remarkable. Dear INFJ, please don't hide your light any longer. Be courageous and step onto this journey of awakening. You are such a unique and magical being. That's all for today's video. I hope you found it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe. Thank you. Feel free to share your story in the comments. Let's explore more possibilities of the INFJ together.